I'm a 32 years old man and I have twin nephews who turned 14 this week. One of these nephews is my godson. I gave him a 200 in gift card for his birthday and a 100 to his brother, so they could buy whatever games they wanted. At the time, I said, "You're getting a little more because this is a gift from your uncle and godfather." My sister, 40 years old, later told me that it seemed bad that I gave a different amount, because since they are twins, ideally, they should receive the same thing. There's another issue that I only realized later. My other nephew's godfather was their paternal grandfather, who passed away last year. If I had realized this earlier, I could have given an equal gift, sort of adopting him as a godson too. I asked for opinions on this on a Oramathes hole in English and ended up being labeled as a jerk by everyone. But I think there might be some cultural thing to this, because many people there had never heard of a godparent's gift. But in my family, it has always been common to give a more special gift to godchildren. I submit this plea to this court. Am I the asshole for giving gifts of different values to my twin nephews?
Hello, Sai here. I've never heard of this special godfather gift before. My godfather never gave me anything. Come to think of it, on my brother's 15th birthday, my godmother gave him money, and I got nothing on mine, from anyone. Talk about abandonment issues. Well, if you're curious, I checked out his post on our AITA. He made this post in PTBR 3 hours. After being called a jerk there, let's check out some comments.
My best friend had a child around the same time as her brother. I'm the godfather of her child, and I've never gotten along well with her brother. Whenever I visit, I bring gifts for both boys. They're not old enough to understand the value yet. Yes, one is my godson, but I truly understand how a child feels being rejected or feeling rejected diminished, especially for such an arbitrary reason as when your mom was pregnant with both of you. We decided which one of you would have a social connection with me. Sure, 14 years old is an age to start learning to deal with frustration. It doesn't change the fact that it's a child feeling less than their own brother, and that's a feeling nobody deserves.
Especially because they're twins. The less favored one might feel unjustly treated and could feel unloved. In situations involving children, it's crucial to be careful because they are more sensitive, but twins will always be compared. And in this situation, that action came across poorly.
At 14, they're not exactly children anymore. They need to learn that things don't always go the way we want. When the other one, the non-godchild, receives something better, the godchild will also have to learn.
I confess I'm a bit shocked that you were labeled as a jerk here. In my family, it's always been customary for the godparent to give a better gift to the godchild. Both on my father's side and my mother's side, everyone exchanges gifts. The nephew who isn't a godchild receives a higher value gift from his godparents, and that's how life goes. No one in my family has ever had an issue with this, honestly. Complaining about something you're receiving has always sounded absurd to me. In your case, it's a bit different since the brother's godparent passed away. If I were in your place, for that reason, I would have certainly given equal gifts to both. But I don't think you're a jerk for having different values. I also don't think your sister is a jerk for expressing her opinion.
I was about to comment on that, haha. I was feeling weird for not seeing it as a jerk move when so many people were saying it was. I've always thought that was the custom. Besides, if it's not like that, what changes because he's the godfather? Okay, maybe he didn't need to openly mention that difference, but let's say, for instance, if the other godfather were alive and had made that distinction too, Op's godchild would be at a disadvantage just the same. And I also think the kids are at an age where I wouldn't worry about them potentially feeling sad because they can understand. It's different if they were 2 4-year-olds and I gave a bike to one and a ball to the other, for example. Similarly, I find it normal for the godfather to take the god-twin to the movies, for instance, without having to take the other. If he was supposed to do the same, he would have been made godfather to both and not one for each, haha. Also, I found the sister's comment a bit silly because it was her who chose to assign one godparent to each twin. She expects the guy to spend on both of her twins. She should have thought about that before, haha. I thought it was such an unnecessary fuss, a normal situation, and life goes on.
Well, I already mentioned that I've never heard of this special gift tradition. But even if that were the case, you can't simply give a better gift to one brother right in front of the other, especially if they're twins. They're constantly compared, and by doing this, you're sort of saying, I like you more than your brother, which is just awful. Not to mention that the reason behind this is a meaningless title. This will be a short video. I don't have much to say because I grew up not receiving gifts on special occasions, like Christmas or birthdays, so I can't really relate to this situation. But let me know what you think. How would you feel if your sibling received a better gift from the same person?